Former NBA player for the Houston Rockets, Patrick Beverley, was arrested on Friday. And I'm going to break down everything we know about this arrest right here on Los Angeles Magazine, the daily pop culture scandals and crime news podcast. I'm Lauren Conlin. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe if you don't already. Now, I want to make this very clear right now. We do not know everything about what happened on Friday when Patrick Beverley was arrested. The probable cause affidavit is not, or I'm sorry, the probable cause arrest warrant is not yet available. However, the affidavit is available, and he has been charged with assault on a family member or household member, impeding breathing or circulation, which essentially, in lay terms, means here that he choked, most likely, a family member or someone living in his home. Now, this, according to the PIO who I emailed on Friday afternoon, this happened at 3:50 a.m. in the morning, which, let's be honest, nothing great happens usually after midnight when people are awake. And I think for me, I initially just assumed maybe this was a domestic violence issue. So maybe it involved his wife, but no, it involves his 15-year-old sister. I'm going to play a news clip and then I will get into what we know, Pat Bev's statement, and what I think is going to happen next. All right, let's get, this is pretty quick. This is under a minute, I believe.
Tonight, we're learning more about the arrest of Patrick Beverley, the former Houston Rocket. Here's what we know so far. Fort Bend County officials confirmed that Beverley was arrested today on a felony charge of family violence assault, specifically impeding breath and circulation. That is, his bond is set at $40,000. But just hours ago, his attorney sent us a statement saying, quote, Patrick Beverley has no criminal record. He cares deeply about his little sister, a young lady, a minor, given that when he unexpectedly found her alone in the home with an 18-year-old man in the middle of the night, he was understandably concerned, as any brother would be, about his sister. Beverley took to social media saying, quote, please don't believe everyone you see on the internet. Hope all is well. Tonight, we're learning more about.
So I will get to his statement there. Let me show you guys this is the probable cause, or not. I keep saying probable cause. This is the affidavit. So there's nothing really here, obviously, but what you can see is he just checked off, do not request the court to appoint me counsel, because he retained his own counsel. And then if you go, let me see, if you go back, this just says, let me go back one more. Okay. It's an unindicted filing. So he was charged, and again, this is a third-degree felony, but this case has not gone before a grand jury yet. So essentially, it sounds like Pat Bever walked in on his sister, who was 15, with an 18-year-old man. And I think, based on that statement, and also based on what a lot of people have said online, they're kind of like, oh yeah, he caught his sister with a guy that was an adult and he beat him up. Anybody would do that, wouldn't you? Well, that is not the case here, because he says he came home to find his sister alone in the house with this 18-year-old man, and the charge is involving a household member or a family member. So I don't think this 18-year-old guy lives in the house with them. So if I had to guess, it sounds like he allegedly choked his sister. I mean, you could say a lot of things. You could say, was he trying to attack this guy? His sister jumped in the way and she got caught in the crossfire. Sure, but part of me thinks there might be a separate assault charge there for this 18-year-old guy if Pat Bev was able to, get his hands on him. However, that doesn't mean that this case won't go in front of a grand jury, and a grand jury won't say, okay, I just heard everything that the prosecutor said. possibly his sister would be a witness. I don't know. Or this 18-year-old man would be a witness. And they say, okay, we're going to charge him with a separate assault charge as well for the 18-year-old man. That could happen. He could get charges added. Not sure. What I do know is, again, when I emailed the PIO, I actually can just read it to you. They said, on Friday, November 14th, 2025, at approximately 3:50 a.m., Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office deputies were dispatched to the blank, blank, blank of blank, blank in Fort Bend County, Texas, in reference to an assault. Upon arriving, deputies learned that a situation transpired between family members, leading to a family violence incident. The suspect, later identified as Patrick Beverley, was subsequently arrested and charged with assault, family violence, or assault on a family/household member. He was booked into the FBC jail with a bond set at $40,000. Now, I looked up. So in Texas, usually I just look up the jail records on Vine, which is like kind of a jail lookup. But Texas has something different. They have like a victim services website where basically it's like victims can look up to see if the offender or alleged offender has been released from jail or from prison, whatever. So I went to that website and I did see that he was booked and that he was still in custody, but there were reports online saying that he bonded out. So I did call the jail and they confirmed that he did he posted his bail and he was released at 4:30 CST, which is crazy. So I mean, he pretty much spent the day in jail, which that's wild. This incident happened basically at 4 a.m. Obviously, they did interviews. He obviously was booked, whatever, brought in. I mean, that's a long time. I found that to be crazy. I was like, oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm a little sick here. I have a kid homesick with a very high temperature as well. So we're fighting it in this family. But just going back to his statement, I'm going to add this to the screen right here. The statement is interesting right here, right? Patrick Beverley has no criminal record. His lawyers really want us to know that, so we don't think of him as, being a criminal here. I would have put that somewhere else because the next line is he cares deeply about his little sister, a young lady, a minor. I don't know, put that first. If that's the most important thing here, you care deeply about your sister. Given that, when he was unexpectedly found alone in the home with an 18-year-old man in the middle of the night, found her alone in the home with an 18-year-old man in the middle of the night. He was understandably concerned, as any brother would be, about his sister. So he says, as any brother would be about his sister. I feel like that's crowdsourcing, where he's like, see, you guys would be upset too. Obviously, I'm in the right. I did the right thing. And again, this is my opinion. I'm just kind of breaking this down. This, take it or leave it. However, we don't believe what followed happened the way it's been described, and we look forward to the opportunity to address that in court. So right there, that's not an outright denial. It sounds like when the probable cause warrant is public, which I have requested, it's probably going to describe, again, I am guessing, some pretty bad violence. And I think that Patrick Beverley, his team is saying, look, it didn't go down that way. It went down another way, XYZ way. So it's going to be interesting. But either way, that statement leads me to believe there was some serious fighting going on, physical fighting. Again, he doesn't have a criminal record. There hasn't been any history of infighting between, family members that I can see online. And also, I'm confused, I guess. Does he have custody of his sister? Do they, I looked up their mom and she has all these posts about her kids. So it seems like they're all in each other's lives. I'm not sure why the 15-year-old sister was home alone. And Pat Bev walked in at 4 a.m. or whatever time it was when he walked in. I have no idea. Did he come home from a trip? and he came home early and she was like, oh no, like I don't know. There's so much we don't know. And that's why cases like this, I think, just fascinate me, where I'm just like, I want to know what went down, because again, if he is found guilty of this third-degree felony, it holds 2 to 10 years in prison. Though I don't think he would necessarily get that. I think they could work out a deal. He has no criminal record, blah, blah, blah. But I'll keep everybody posted on this, because again, I'm fascinated. I want more details. So innocent until proven guilty, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Guys, if you like this podcast, don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you get all the daily alerts that will pop up when I do these, because I do these every day. So thanks again for watching and for listening. I'm Lauren Conlon, and I'll see you tomorrow.